Most people think you need a garden bed to grow vines, but these 37 flowering climbers thrive in pots, bloom from summer until frost, and will completely transform any patio, balcony, or fence you point them at. Number 12 is the one that blooms the heaviest in a container, and number 29 is the most unusual flowering vine most gardeners have never tried. We're covering fast climbers, slow draping trailers, full sun survivors, and shade-loving bloomers, all in containers, all flowering all summer long. Subscribe if you want more practical container guides every week. Bougainvillea is the undisputed queen of container vines, and it actually blooms more when slightly stressed by drought and heat. Planted in a large terracotta pot in full sun, water sparingly, and it rewards you with vivid magenta, red, orange, or white bracts from spring right through the first frost. In cooler US zones, spring it indoors before temperatures drop below 40 degrees Fahrenheit. It overwinters beautifully on a sunny indoor porch. The next one is completely different in look but equally breathtaking in bloom. Clematis is one of the most versatile container vines in the US garden. Choose a compact variety like Pilu, Henry, or Nellie Moser are all excellent. Plant in a large pot with a trellis or obelisk, and you will get waves of flowers from late spring through summer, and often again in early fall. Hardy to Zone 4, which means most of the country can grow it. The secret with clematis in containers is a big pot, at least 15 gallons, and keeping the roots cool while the top is in the sun. Mandevilla produces some of the most glamorous blooms of any container vine. Large, glossy, tropical-looking pink, red, or white trumpet flowers against deep green leaves all summer long. In the warm south and southwest, it's perennial, but across most of the US, it's grown as a summer annual or brought indoors before frost. Full sun, regular watering, and a trellis to climb, and it'll bloom non-stop from June to September. Black-eyed Susan vine, Thunbergia alata, is one of the fastest and most charming climbing annuals for containers. It covers itself in small orange, yellow, or cream flowers with that distinctive dark eye from early summer until frost, grows quickly to 6 to 8 feet, and is incredibly easy to grow in any zone. Train it up a trellis, let it spill over a railing, or let it drape down from a hanging basket. It's one of the most carefree flowering vines you can grow in a pot. Sweet pea is the vine for fragrance lovers. The perfume from a single pot of sweet peas in bloom on a morning porch is extraordinary. In most of the US, plant in early spring, and it blooms beautifully through late spring and early summer, before the heat gets too intense. In cooler climates, the Pacific Northwest, New England, and the UK, it blooms all summer. Sow seeds directly in a large container with a trellis. Keep the soil moist and cool, and pick the flowers regularly to keep it blooming. Quick note, if you're building a container garden this summer, subscribe so you never miss our weekly plant guides. Let's keep going. Passion flower is the vine that makes every visitor ask what it is. The blooms are extraordinary, intricate, almost alien-looking purple and white flowers that appear from summer through fall. It grows vigorously in a large container with a sturdy support and is cold-hardy to Zone 6 in some varieties. Incense and Blue Crown are both excellent container choices. Give it full sun and it will reward you with one of the most exotic-looking blooms in the entire plant world. Morning Glory is one of the easiest and most rewarding flowering vines you can grow in a container. Sow seeds directly, give it a trellis, full sun, and moderate water. And within weeks, it's climbing and blooming in those vivid blue, purple, and pink funnel-shaped flowers that open fresh every morning. It self-seeds freely too, which means in mild climates, you plant it once and it comes back on its own. Climbing roses in containers give you the romance of rose gardens on even the smallest patio. Choose a compact climbing variety, 4th of July, New Dawn, or Blaze. Plant in the largest container you have, feed monthly with a rose fertilizer, and you will get waves of blooms from late spring through fall. In a pot, the key is consistent watering and a very sturdy support. Climbing roses get heavy when fully loaded with blooms. Dipladenia is the more compact cousin of Mandevilla, and it is perfect for smaller containers and hanging baskets. It produces the same glossy tropical flowers in red, pink, and white, but stays smaller and more manageable. excellent for balconies and small patios where full-size vines would overwhelm the space. Full sun, moderate water, and it blooms from spring until frost. Hyacinth bean vine gives you 2 seasons of beauty in one plant. Fragrant purple and white flowers all summer, followed by dramatic glossy purple seed pods in fall that are as ornamental as the blooms themselves. It is a fast-growing annual that covers a trellis quickly, thrives in full sun and heat, and is one of the most underused container vines in the US garden. If you're discovering new plants for your patio today, hit subscribe. We find the best container plants for gardeners every single week. Let's finish the list. Star jasmine is the vine for fragrance and year-round foliage. In zones 8 and above, it stays evergreen, covers a trellis or wall in glossy green leaves, and in late spring and early summer fills the air with one of the most intoxicating scents in the plant world, small white star-shaped flowers by the hundreds. In cooler zones, it makes a beautiful summer annual or indoor conservatory plant. Cardinal climber is a US hummingbird favorite. The tiny scarlet star-shaped flowers are irresistible to them. The feathery, finely cut leaves make it one of the most elegant-looking vines for a container, and it climbs quickly to cover a trellis in a single season. Easy from seed, thrives in full sun and heat, and blooms from midsummer through fall. Cup and saucer vine, or Cobea scandens, produces some of the most dramatic flowers of any container vine. Large, bell-shaped blooms that open green and age to deep purple, sitting in a flat green saucer of sepals. It's a fast grower that can reach 20 to 25 feet in a single season, making it one of the best choices for quickly covering a large trellis, fence, or pergola from a container. Grow it in the largest pot you have with a very sturdy support. Firecracker vine, or Empomia lobata, is one of the most eye-catching summer climbers available. It produces long arching stems lined with tubular flowers that fade from deep red at the tip through orange to cream at the base, like a living gradient of fire. It blooms from midsummer until frost, grows fast in full sun, and is a magnet for hummingbirds. Widely available as a summer annual across the US. Purple bell vine is the vine for a shaded patio or balcony that gets no direct sun. It produces extraordinary pendulous maroon and deep purple bell-shaped flowers all summer, grows easily in a container with indirect light, and is one of the most genuinely unusual flowering vines you can find. If you have a shady spot and want something that will make people ask what it is, this is your plant. Sweet potato vine is the ultimate container trailer. It does not just bloom, it provides vivid foliage in deep purple, chartreuse, and bronze, while producing small lavender trumpet flowers all season. It grows explosively fast, tolerates sun or shade, handles summer heat without complaint, and when it spills over the edge of a container, it creates one of the most lush and dramatic looks in container gardening. Climbing snapdragon, or Azarina scandens, produces the same snapdragon-shaped flowers everyone loves, but on a climbing vine that works perfectly in containers. It blooms in soft pink, purple, and white from early summer until frost, grows to about 6 feet in a season, and is one of the most charming and underused container vines in the US, perfect for a sunny trellis or obelisk in a medium-sized pot. Trailing lantana is the container vine that needs almost nothing from you. It cascades over the edge of a pot in waves of yellow, orange, and coral flowers from spring right through to frost, handles heat and drought without complaint, and butterflies visit it constantly all summer. In zones 8 and above, it comes back every year. Everywhere else, it's a spectacular summer annual that's worth growing fresh each season. Chocolate vine, deep purple flowers with a faint chocolate scent in spring, fast-growing, hardy to zone 5. Balloon vine, inflated papery seed pods all summer, after tiny white flowers, grows in heat, fast-growing annual. Canary creeper, bright yellow canary-shaped flowers on a finely cut vine, cool season annual, blooms freely in spring and fall. Spanish flag vine, the red, orange, and yellow gradient flowers of the Empomia lobata, close cousin to firecracker vine, great growing summer annual. Blue sky vine, Thunbergia grandiflora, large sky blue flowers all summer in warm climates. It grows in a container with a very sturdy support. Chilean glory vine, brilliant orange tubular flowers in late summer and fall on a glorious climber, unusual and rarely seen in US gardens. Coral vine, masses of tiny coral pink flowers on a fast-growing vine, heat-loving, drought-tolerant, excellent in southern US summers. Purple hyacinth vine, the ornamental version of the common bean. deep purple fragrant flowers and vivid purple seed pods. It's a fast-growing summer annual. Creeping Gloxnia. Violets and white tubular flowers all summer on a delicate-looking vine that is actually quite tough. It's beautiful in hanging containers. Snail vine. Extraordinary coiled purple and white flowers that unfurl like a snail shell. Fragrant, grows in a container in warm climates. Bower vine. Large clusters of pale pink trumpet flowers in summer, evergreen in warm zones, and it grows in large containers with support. Sky blue morning glory, the most vivid true blue of any morning glory variety. Heavenly blue climbs fast and blooms from midsummer until frost. Butterfly pea vine, striking deep indigo flowers that also make a natural blue tea. Heat tolerant, grows easily in a container in full sun. Clock vine, the orange flowered Thunbergia gregori, a slightly different look to the black-eyed Susan vine, blooms all summer in warm zones. Kenilworth ivy, tiny lilac and yellow flowers that bloom wherever the vine touches, perfect for trailing from a container edge in part shade. Climbing nasturtium, edible orange and yellow flowers all summer on a climbing vine that also trails beautifully, grows in poor soil with minimal water. Scarlet runner bean, vivid red flowers loved by hummingbirds all summer long, produces edible beans as a bonus, fast growing in large containers. 37 flowering vines, climbers, trailers, fragrant, tropical, fast, unusual, and everything in between, all proven to thrive in containers and bloom all summer long. Now tell me, which of these are you adding to your patio or balcony first? And do you already grow any of these vines in containers? Drop it in the comments below. I read every one. If this gave you ideas, subscribe and ring the bell. We share the best container and garden planting guides for US and UK gardeners every single week.